in. Your arms are pretty wide. Your exhale is going to help you pull down. Your inhale is going to bring the dynaband back up. Exhale, very good. Exhale. Now we're going to just check in with some joints. Our knees are soft, but they are long. If you care to add on, we're going to do a 10 calf raise set with the lat pull down. So 2 things at once, calves waking up, and there's a little bit of ab contraction. Our ribs are pulling down. So it's 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. All right, grab the band behind your upper back. Now I'm going to have it around the scapula, but you're going to find out what works for you. You guys are welcome to add on. At first, I'm going to add a little out here. So the arms are the first. If you would like to add on, you can have a heel heavy squat and then push up. Now, if that doesn't work for you, if your knees have something going on, you could always go back to the double heel raise that we did earlier. Now, the palms are basically facing up or neutral. When you are lengthening your elbows, there's a challenge. So a challenge in your triceps to lengthen all the way, but it's an attainable challenge. Good. Exhale. So neat thing about the bands is you can grab more, you can grab less. Exhale, push. Exhale, push. Now, very similar, we're going to go forward. You're going to notice it may feel a little harder, so I'm going to give myself a ½ inch of slack and then continue. Heel, heavy, chest, forward. Good. Betty, that looks good. Inhale and exhale. One little trick I like to do with squats is I'll lift my toes sometimes during the squat. So I'm checking. I'm going to push out. So I'm checking. Am I heel heavy? I'm not knee dominant. Squeeze. Heel heavy. Squeeze. 2 more. Squeeze. Now we're going to do a little possibility of a pulse. I want you to find a squat that works for you. Then you're going to push your arms out. 10 little pulses here. If you're doing okay, open up your arms and 10 little pulses here. Hang in there. If you're doing okay, add the little heel heavy squat. Neck soft. So heart rate's up. Inhale, lower. Okay, everything should be feeling it then. All right, grab a bicep curl. 1 or 2 feet. I'm gonna probably do 1 because this is a pretty heavy band, or heavy enough for me. Bend, exhale. That a girl. Yep, I'm gonna cue us some drink. You must have read my mind. 4. So what we'll do is shoot for 20 here. And then you saw I was not going up all the way. See if you can do better than I did with that range of motion and go to where there's tension. So you know when you're lifting a hand weight, if you go all the way up, you kind of run out of tension in the bicep curl. With the dynaband, you're adding tension even when you go up. So notice how even here, you have some tension with the dynaband or elastic tubing. So it's kind of neat to have different vehicles to use to get strong. You could pick up cinder blocks and your muscles would respond. So they just need more stress, but it's a eustress, a good stress, than they're used to getting. So another way is I want to get fatigued at the final reps, but I'm able to complete the work, or I can drop my weight and complete the work. Safely, good form. Try 3 more with your exhale. You're pulling. Take 2 more. I hope your biceps feel it. 2. 1 more. All right, now it's sip time. Grab a sip, and then we'll meet back here. Triceps overhead press. Elbow, hand. Now you're going to be pushing up. I'm going to turn. If you are good, and I'm going to grab some of my tail. If you are good and you can add on, you can add a little heel raise. And you're not letting it compromise your strength, effort, your focus on the top arm. but you're adding it on if you can. We like those neuroplasty improvements. Woo! And good. So I'm feeling this, neck is soft. See if you can do 10 more, even if you have to, like I'm going to give myself a tiny bit of slack. I can feel that. 1, 2, little bit of ab tone pulling the ribs down so I don't get lordotic. Neck soft. Okay, we have 5 more. Try to make it to where you can complete the 5, but it is warm in the back of your arm. It is working. Oh, take 2 more. Press all the way through. Exhale 1. I hope you felt like I did. That feels like it wants to switch. It wants some blood flow. Woo! Yeah, you worked it when you're ready to be done. Hand at the low back. Okay. Push. Sometimes the first rep is you figuring out, do I have a good placement? So feel free to adjust. Exhale. Good. 5. Lengthening. Good. That was the way you lifted up. 6. All right, you said it, Karen. 7, when you feel good and you feel like, yep, I got my upper body, it's at a good place, I'm breathing, I can add on. Good. You add that calf raises. Notice I'm trying to do a little momentary balance if you can. It's like someone's taking your picture, you've got good form, and then you come down with control. Some will be better than others. Some will be slower than others. But you're shooting for good form up, controlled down. Good. Breathe. 18. Ooh, the arms should be feeling tired. 19. You guys are doing great. 20. Very good. Now, give yourself a little blow. Let's get 1 more sip, and then we're going to do a little breaststroke. 10 each way. Okay, palms up. Now, I am going to offer us out here a little room. Now, I'll show a few of these first. So it's like a big circle. You look good, feel good, and you notice I'm just slowing it down a little. So it's we're able to focus on knees in line with your second toe. So if you need to kind of check your form, look down, and then out wide. And I'm trying to feel tension, 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 tension. And tension, 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 tension. Good. Exhale. Again, every now and then I'm just going to lift those toes. Am I in my heels? I know because I can lift my toes. I'm not weighting forward in my quads and my knees. Now we're going to switch it so your arms go forward. Good. Or whatever the opposite was. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Take a couple more. 9. Woo. 1 more. Really good job. Lower that down for just a moment. Grab a sip, and we're going to do a little hand weights. First, though, give me a stretch. So it's like a half moon cross leg, or it is a half moon. We're going to get some breath. Breathing into that side. And feel your shoulders. Feel, so I have the goal for us that even though we're getting stronger, we are going to stay springy, elastic, and mobile. So it's not either or. We get it all. We're going to ask for it all. So we're springy, elastic, full breath, good posture, flexible, mobile. You can have it all. So breathe in and then let it go. So now notice how that is expansive. Our breath will be full. We're going to do a hand weight that lets you do this. So this is lateral raise. I have long arms, so probably 3 to 6, 3 to 8, somewhere in there. I'd say 5 would be a good guess. If you're not sure, at least starting. And then what you can do, like we do with the dynabands, we can adjust. Yes. Good. And just notice how it feels. To me, shoulders feel really therapeutic. It feels nice to be able to work the shoulders. Good. Now I like how you're going to shoulder and then you pretend you're slowing it down like you're in water and you slow it down. Nice, Michelle, you up, slow it down. What I also like is your wrists all look good to me. They're neutral. You can probably see or tell better than I can, but from what I can see, it looks good. Neck is soft. And I'm going to do a little knee. Knees are soft, a knee check. Can you do 6 more? 5, 4. And the trick is, if you're getting tired, you can always grab a littler weight, a smaller weight, or pause one out and then you come back. 2. Let those down for a minute. Super good. Interlace your fingers and open up your shoulders and your chest. Now I'm going to add a little bit more extension here, so I'm actually adding on a lift. I'm deliberately doing an ab stretch, but you can chuck your chin. So you want to feel your abs holding your back into this extension. Inhale, and then let it go. Now we're going to do knocking on the door of life. We're going to do an overhead press with your hand weights, probably a similar weight. So I'm going to say 5 to 10, somewhere in there. And you'll know once you get up there. So there's this shelf. We're going to exhale and push up. And exhale, push up. And exhale. So your body is stable. Good, and your wrists feel good? Looking good to me. I'm just making sure your elbows can lengthen. Feel how your abs help you ever so slightly in almost all of the different positions. Your abs help you from getting lordotic right here. Now try 5 more. I like that exhale to pull the belly in a little, pull up. And it's called a transverse abdominal contraction, but it's such a thin layer of muscle. You really are contracting your abdominals, rectus abdominis, and your obliques. Do 1 more with that transverse. Lower the hand weights down, guys. Grab a sip, really good. And we'll do, if you can, 1 arm up, 1 arm back. If you can't, just do the tricep overhead. And I'm going to add on a little balance pose because it's so important for balance. Avoiding icy places is also good for balance, but just also this kind of unstable work. Switch your foot, switch your arms. Good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, help it out. That's a great trick. Your elbow higher. Now breathe fully. Keeping our feet healthy. Healthy feet help the back, help the knees. Breathe in. And then let that go. Let it go. Now we're going to do a pattern. So it's going to be a hammer curl and then an arm forward. A hammer curl and an arm forward. So if your elbow doesn't, you might do like a 5-pound-ish weight, maybe 3 to 8, somewhere in there. But the hammer curl might feel a little easier, that's okay. And then you're going to go forward. That's going to feel a little harder. So breathe in. We know that neural patterns, memorization, coordination during exercise, weight training and cardio, even mobility, help keep the brain pliant. Now the breath. We're breathing through our nose if you can, and we're breathing out of our nose. There's a neat book out there right now that kind of lays down a lot of the research in one format, one book, about how breathing in through your nose and breathing out of your nose helps your immunity, for example, your nervous system. You can expand bigger, so think about full inhale. face is soft, so once you feel like you can inhale through your nose comfortably and out your nose comfortably, your jaw can relax. It doesn't have to be a forced mouth pursing. One more each. Pattern shoulder. Whoops, I should have said one more each at the other. One more deltoid and forward. Good job, guys. Let that down for a moment. And let's do one of two things. Prayer pose front. Ah, that feels so good. We'll do two things if you can, or just this one is your hold. So Karen, I think you like this one. And then up, wiggle, hold. Okay, balance challenge. Either do the tree that we did or take 3 circles without touching the floor, and then 3 the other way. So we like dynamic balance. Now 3 the other way, you can do the stretch of your front or your back. Dynamic balance, your glute is training for balance. We need that muscle strong. Good, nice job. And then just kind of a shake out. Heavier weight this time is gonna be heavier. So 8 to 15. So a one-armed row, 8 to 12, 8 to 10, somewhere in there. Left foot forward, right foot back. If you have a 5 and you don't feel it, just either grab 2 5s or just do more. Main thing is we look for creative options. I always think of how I start a lawnmower. I don't start too many these days, but there's no grass in the desert. But down below the mountain there was grass. So you're starting a lawnmower. You're exhaling and pulling it up. Now I'd like us to do 20, but like I said, if you don't have heaviest weight and you want to do a few more, please do. Good, exhale. Your back is long. I think of a hardcover book. It's not a tortoise, but it's a flat book. I've got us at 4 more. You will feel your bicep and your rear deltoid as well as your back. Nice. Now, I like to stand between so that my back gets a break. I have a full breath. Transfer the weight safely. The other foot's forward. Now, hand on it. So I've got this, I'm going to say table, but you're not parallel to the floor. You're just in a long line. Your crown to your back heel is all in a long line. So what I see looks good. Karen, that looks really good. Good, Michelle. 5. Good. You can keep your forearm parallel. So I'm turning to the side so you can see what I mean. There versus here. Does that make sense? There versus here. So you're pulling up and the forearm's parallel. Does that help? I'm going to turn again. Now you have a little energy in your back so that your back is supported. Your neck doesn't have any tension, so you may have to glance down a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to stand tall. Let that weight down for just a moment. All right, hands on your thighs. Drop the right shoulder and do a rotation. Now this will feel great on your back. It's one of the ways the back likes to be moved every day. Feel that upper back stretch. Breathe in, exhale, other shoulder down, other shoulder high. This is sometimes called a football twist. Upper back is your rotational focus. Breathe in. Now exhale, let's flex 1 vertebra at a time. Here we go, up, 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 up. And then counter pose with the hands to the rear, heart lift. Inhale. Now use your abs to bring you up to vertical. Nice job. Now I'd like to get, last time we did 1 weight, now we're gonna do 2 weights. So behind you, you can use 2 weights and touch them together, or 1 altogether. So like an example would be 110 or 112, or 2 5s and 2 6s. So I'm gonna do 2 today as our main offer. As you know, I always encourage you, listen to your body. So because if your shoulders are tight, this one can be a little harder. Your modification could be to open up your hands a little. If your shoulders are doing fine here. I like the touch of the bell to the bell. I feel like it gives you a little feedback. Where are your bells in space? Whew. Good. 8. Now your neck is soft. 9. Good. 10. And we really like tricep strength. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Now, can you do 5 more? If not, get a lighter weight or wait one out. 3, 2, and I'm trying to lengthen. 1, and then carefully lower those hand weights. Really good, guys. Let that down. I want to get us to the floor, so I'm going to have you come down with your heavy weights. The option would be no hands. So I'm going to demo the ankle cross to come down, but you can just try to go down with no hands. Did I say drag Bicep? If I didn't, do heavier hand weight. 5 to 12 in each hand. We're going to do a chest press. So your feet can be on the floor. I like them close, then I don't have to get back up. Lazy or efficient. Okay, so once you're there, if your head needs a pillow, please grab it. Otherwise, we're going to push up. Now, people have different histories with their shoulders, and I want you to feel safe. And what that means to me is no pain in your joints. So when you push, shoulders should feel pretty good. Should feel really good. Your elbows, this variation, you can kind of have your elbows just a couple inches from your ribs, but again, I want you to listen to your body. Main thing is you're not shrugging your shoulders up there by your ears. You're also keeping your ribs down to the mat, and one way that we help that is our feet are on the floor, right? So exhale, push away. Exhale, push away. So nothing should hurt. Your elbows might be 4 inches from your ribs or might be 2 inches from your ribs. You're going to find what works good for you. We're going to shoot for 5 more. It's a strong, big muscle group. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, take a little breather, and I like a full body stretch here. If that serves you, do that. If you need to pull your legs in for your low back, you can do that one as well. We're going to do a little fly here, so it's kind of like you're hugging a tree. Your feet will be back on the floor. I'm going to scoot away from my wall actually, so make sure nothing's in your path. Your hands come up. Now they kiss, or they're like magnets and they touch. Open up like a hugging a tree's there. Now again, you're probably, hands are over your sternum at the top, touching. You're opening up your arms in a pain-free, joints feel good range of motion. Never letting your hand weights touch the floor between reps. You want to keep this circular feeling. If you're ever lying down on the floor with any of our exercise and your neck feels like it's crooked up or uncomfortable, that's probably a cue to get a little padding under your head. So you want to make sure you're in comfort. Inhale. Or if your low back is super tight one day, you can use a little pillow under your head to help promote that slight flexion. All right, we're inhaling through the nose. We're exhaling out the nose. And when we exhale, we have this little tightening of stability around our waist. Around our waist. All right, 4 more. Belly pulls in. Exhale, belly pulls in as your weights come together. 2 more. 1 more. And then lower that down and take a full body stretch. Breathe in and then come up. Now, I want to give us a back exercise, a slight different than what we normally do, but it is in the extension. Back training, belly down. So, the first option is arms kind of like a Y, and you lift up and down. So we're going to do 3 of those. Up and down, Now let your head rest and lift both legs up 3 times. So legs up, 3, 2, 1. Now putting it together, 10 together, upper body, arms, legs, lower down. Upper body, arms, legs. Good. Now you know you could do just the upper body. You could do just the lower body. You could put your hands low. So you're going to find out what works for you. I'm just spicing it up. We give variety to the muscles so the brain stays healthy and the muscles have to adapt to a new stressor, but I mean stress in the best of ways. 3 more. 2, 1. Now I'm going to have us hold a posture. It's kind of like you're trying to get the stretch now. Your hands might help you or your forearms. So you could be doing a sphinx or you could be doing a swan. Breathe. Inhale. And then exhale, we're going to be doing our abs next. So our abs are here, up in a plank. Good. Now, if you would like to add on, lift your hips, shift back to plank, lift your hips, shift back to plank. So I did focus on the upper body for our weight training, splattered in some lower body, splattered in some balance, splattered in some mobility. Now abs and back. So 3 more. 2, 1, and then 1 more sphinx or cobra or swan, whatever your upper back posture needs. Yeah. Now the breath. Layer the inhale. Really full through your nose. Really full through your nose. Really full through your nose. Nice. And then come back. And you can sit however you want. Now I'm going to sit a crisscross applesauce just to mix things up. I think it's important to get on the floor and mix how you are on the mat. Oh, think of a child just getting on the floor and playing. Rotation, turn. Open up, rotation, turn. Inhale forward, and you can either leave that arm there and go over, or if you feel better with your arm on the floor. I want you to, as I was listing all the things we did, isn't it really nice to get just a lot for your body, mind, and spirit in a half hour? So let your hand go over. It's a counter pose, so up and over. Again, if your hand feels better on the floor, do that. The essence of the posture is that your spine's in lateral flexion. You're getting a lot of elasticity by sending a breath fully to that rib cage. I like a little hand movement here too, Karen. That always feels good. I do a lot with my hands. I bet you guys do too. And they want extra attention. And now this one is called the rack. So I like to put my feet out on this just because it counteracts all this weight on the upper body. So your arms are going pretty far back, right? Your other arm. So your leg weight is just keeping you balanced. Now lift your heart. Extension, breathe in. Whew. Yeah, spread out those toes. And then come back and then just take a moment, one humongous breath up. So how much joy and love and appreciation can you feel in this arm, in these arms? Catch it, put it in a beautiful stone and place it up against your heart. Take a moment. Today I'm going to look for all the abundance that is around me. I'm going to look for it in my wellness. I'm going to look for it in relationships. Look for it in the beauty of this world, my healthy organic food. I'm going to look for the abundance that surrounds me with so much appreciation. Thank you guys so much. Super, super good. Good. Yeah, I know. You're so strong. You're so strong.